Good morning, I am Viswanath, Assistant Professor from EEE Department. In this session, I am going to discuss about tutorial question bank questions from the subject Power Generation Systems and Academic Aspects. So, every student after the completion of a unit or complete all the 5 modules, that student needs to go through some questions, how the examination questions will be appear in CIE as well as SCE exams. So in order to have an idea about the types of questions asked in final exams or midterm exams, we provided question banks for the students in order to get ready with final exams and midterm exams. So we selected randomly some number of questions from critical thinking questions and long answer questions and short answer questions. So we discuss a few questions from that tutorial bank. So first one is, wind at 1 standard atmospheric pressure and 15 degrees has a velocity of 15 meters per second. Calculate the total power density in the wind turbine and maximum obtainable power density and a reasonable obtainable power density and the total power and the torque given turbine diameter is 120 meters. So we need to calculate these 5. Given turbine diameter is 120 meters and turbine operating speed is 40 rpm at maximum efficiency. So this is the given data, and radius is given as 60 meters. Diameter is provided as 120 meters, so that radius is half of the diameter, and swept area here is pi r square, that is 11,310 meter square. So total power density in the wind is half rho v cube. Rho is the density of air, that is 1.225, and velocity is 15 meters per second. So that the answer is 2.07 kilowatts per meter square. And next one is maximum obtainable power density. That is this concept is belonging to the bed's limit, that is only 59.3% of the power can be extracted by the wind turbine. So it is 0.593 times that of 2.07 kilowatts. So that maximum obtainable power density is only 1.23 kilowatts per meter square. And next one is reasonably obtainable power density is again to be multiplied with the power coefficient. That is power coefficient here in problem is given as 0.4, so that it is 0.4 times the 2067 kilowatts, that is 0.83 kilowatts per meter square. So total power at maximum efficiency is maximum power at the wind turbine multiplied by the area gives the total power, that is maximum efficiency is here 13.9 megawatts. Torque at maximum efficiency, that is angular speed is 40 rpm, that is normal speed of the rotor is 40 revolutions per minute, and angular speed is 2 pi n by 60, that is n is here 40 rpm, and so that it is 2 pi into 40 by 60. So angular speed is 4.19 radians per second, and power generation is P is equal to T omega, that is T is P by omega is giving 3.3 mega Newton meter. So next type of problem is if a steam turbine with 3 blades each 4 meters long, calculate distance does the tip of the each blade travel in 1 revolution. So when we are talking about turbine, it is having 3 blades. It is having 3 blades and is going to be supported with the help of a turbine, wind turbine structure. and is moving in one particular direction. So the each blade is having 4 meters long, 4 meters long, and calculate the distance does the tip of each blade travel in one complete revolution. In one complete revolution. So radius here is 4 meters, that is length of the blade, and distance traveled in one revolution is equal circumference of the circle, that is 2 pi r, and substituting this radius as 4 meters, so that we have 25.13 meters, and the tip of each blade travels approximately 25.13 meters in one revolution. And the next one is demonstrate the environmental aspects of thermal power plants. So thermal power plants generate electricity mainly by burning fossil fuels such as coal, oil, and natural gas. So the pollutant source and then environmental effect. That is carbon dioxide is one pollutant which is caused due to the fuel consumption, fuel combustion, and environmental effect is global warming, and sulfur dioxide. Sulfur dioxide is due to the presence in coal or oil, that is sulfur content in coal or oil, and is going to cause acid rains, and nitrogen oxides. Due to high temperature combustion, these are going to be emitted, and this causes smog and acid rain. And particulate matter, that is fly ash. Fly ash is due to the burning of coal, and is going to cause repository diseases. And carbon monoxide. Carbon monoxide causes income due to incomplete combustion, and is going to cause toxic effects. These are the environmental aspects of thermal power plants. Anyway, some precautions are taken by the power plant producers. That is, fly ash is taken care with the help of ash disposal system. And the next one is greenhouse gas emission. Carbon dioxide emission is one of the major concerns, and the effect is here climate change, rise in global temperature, and melting glaciers. And the next one is fly ash and solid waste disposal. These coal-based power plants are going to produce fly ash as well as bottom ash, so that we need to provide ash disposal system separately. These contain silica, alumina, and toxic materials, and environmental problems. That is, land pollution is going to be caused, and groundwater contamination, and dust pollution. And next one is thermal pollution. It is the large quantity of cooling water are used in condensers. Hot water is discharged into rivers or lakes, increases the water temperature, which is going to cause this effect. That is, reduced reduces dissolved oxygen, and harmful aquatic life, and disturbs ecosystem balance. And water pollution is the another effect, that is due to the discharge of oil and grease, and chemicals, and ash flurry, and effects are contamination of rivers and lakes, and damage to aquatic organisms, and unsafe drinking water. So noise pollution is the another effect, that is due to rotating bodies, that is turbines, boilers, fans, and then generators. Effects are hearing problems are going to be caused to the operating persons or employees, and worker discomfort, and stress and fatigue. So land degradation is also another cause, that is during the plant installation, and cold storage, and ash ponds. Once they are provided with these types of structures, the land is going to be degraded, and effects are loss of vegetation, soil contamination, and reduction in agricultural land. And the next one is radioactive pollution. coal is having some radioactive elements like uranium and thorium in a very less quantity. Even that is also going to be cause radioactive pollution. And these are the methods to reduce environmental pollution. One is electrostatic precipitator, providing electrostatic precipitator which removes fly ash particles from flue gases, and this works on the principle of charged particles are attracted to oppositely charged plates. And the next one is electrostatic precipitator removes fly ash particles from flue gases, and chimneys or stacks are provided to limit the flue gases directly to in order to avoid release into directly atmosphere. And flue gas desulfurization removes sulfur oxide and exhaust gases, and this is the chemical reaction behind flue gas desulfurization. Sulfur dioxide mixed with calcium carbonate gives calcium CaSO3 and carbon dioxide. And low NOx burners, that is reduce formation of nitrogen oxides during combustion, and ash utilization. Ash is going to be utilized in cement industry as well as brick manufacturing and road construction. And the next method is cooling towers. So cooling towers are going to reduce the temperature of water, and then it is reused. So in order to reduce thermal pollution by cooling condenser water before discharge into atmosphere. So these are the different components, that is ASP, FGD, cooling towers, ash utilization, and effective efficient combustion. So these are the benefits obtained from these constructions, that is reduce particulate pollution, controls SO2 emission, reduces thermal pollution, and minimizes land pollution, and reduces fuel consumption. So next one is a problem. An offshore steam turbine with 60-meter blades rotate at a leisurely 12 rpm. The wind is whipping along 18 meters per second. Calculate the tip speed ratio for this turbine. So tip speed ratio is ratio of blade tip speed to the wind speed. So radius is given as 60 meters, and rotational speed is at 12 rpm, and velocity is at 18 meters per second. So calculate the angular speed. Angular speed is here 2 pi n by 60. It is 1.257 radians per second. And tip speed, that is blade tip speed is omega r is 75.4 meters per second. And the tip speed ratio here is 4.19 when we consider ratio of V tip to V. So it is 4.2 is the tip speed ratio. And next one is also similar one, that is to calculate tip speed ratio with a given rate of radius speed, and then rotational speed of turbine, and wind speed. In this case it is 0.7. And the next one is how much distance a blade can travel in half revolution. So in one revolution it is going to cover 2 pi r distance, that is radius is given as 2 meters and distance is 6.28 meters. So the tip of the each blade travels approximately 6.28 meters in half revolution. So discuss and compare performance of different types of air preheaters used in thermal power plants. These are the different types of air preheaters: recuperative air preheater, tubular type and plate type, regenerative air preheater, rotary generative, and stationary regenerative. So these are advantages and disadvantages of various types of preheaters, air preheaters. Plate type recuperative construction and working, that is it is going to use thin metal plates instead of tubes. Alternate passages carry hot, gas, and air. And advantages are compact in design, better heat transfer rather than tubular type. And disadvantages are cleaning is difficult, and plates may corrode due to clog. due to the atmospheric humidity and not suitable for very large boilers. And these are the tabular representations, the feature, heat transfer efficiency, size, moving parts, maintenance, air leakage, pressure drop, and initial cost, suitability, and cleaning. So in a tubular recuperative type of system, it is at moderate level, that is heat transfer capacity, heat transfer efficiency is at moderate level, size is large, and in plate type, that is heat transfer capacity is good, and in rotary regenerative system it is at high, and stationary regenerative also it is at high level. So this is a schematic diagram representation of a nuclear power station. When it is asked in exam, we need to represent individual parts, that is mainly the nuclear reactor, showing the fuel rods as well as moderator, and one inlet and then outlet in order to make water into steam, and that steam is again maintained at a high pressure and is allowed onto the turbine blades, and turbine is also one of the main parts in representation, that is 1, 2 and then 3. First part is nuclear reactor, heat exchanger, and steam turbine, and finally generator. And after the usage of steam in steam turbine, again it is collected at condenser. That is the next part. Next one is what is a power generating station? That is an installation where we can have power generations with different forms of energy, such as coal, water, nuclear fuel, or wind or solar energy, depending on the type of generations. And functions of economizer and preheater. Economizer is a heat exchanger used in boiler system to heat the feed water using the wastage of heat of flue gases before water enters the boiler. That is the function of economizer. And superheater. Next one is superheater. And functions of superheater in power plants is produced superheated steam. That is, the steam may have some wet content. That wet content is to be removed in order to allow through the turbine blades, and which improves the turbine efficiency and reduced moisture content and increase power output, and improves the overall efficiency of system, and that is power. With this, I am going to conclude this session where we discussed about the question bank questions from module 1. Every student must have some idea about how questions are asked in final exams, and how we need to answer that one. With this, I am going to conclude this session. Thank you.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.